Have you ever woken up and felt like something just isn't quite right? Not in your surroundings, not in your room or your job or even your relationships, but in you. Like you're playing a role in a story you never agreed to be part of. Your name, your job title, your goals, your opinions. What if none of that is really you? What if you've been carrying a mask for so long that you've forgotten the face underneath? This video isn't about self-improvement. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. It's about diving into the ideas of Carl Jung, but not in an academic way. Think of this more like a mirror, a moment to pause and ask yourself, who am I, really? Let's begin. The mask we wear, the persona. From the moment we're born, we start collecting identities. You learn to behave, to be polite, to smile even when it's not real, to say what's expected, to act in ways that earn approval. This becomes your persona, the mask you wear to survive in society. And it works, for a while. But here's the problem. Over time, the mask sticks. It starts replacing the real you. You play the character so long, you forget you're not the script. The unseen self, the shadow. But something in you knows. Deep down, parts of yourself that didn't fit into the mask didn't disappear. They just went underground. Your anger, your insecurities, your forbidden desires, your creativity that didn't fit the mold. Carl Jung called this the shadow. Not evil, not wrong, just repressed. And it leaks out, in your judgments, in your overreactions, in the people you dislike for reasons you can't explain. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's a part of you that's tired of being ignored. The journey of wholeness, individuation. This is where the real journey begins. Not toward some new identity, but toward integration. Jung called this process individuation, the path of becoming whole. It's about reuniting with the parts of you that you've abandoned, not becoming someone new, but becoming yourself, fully. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. Archetypes within. The characters you live within. Every one of us live ancient patterns, archetypes. The hero, the caregiver, the trickster, the sage, the rebel, the lover. You don't just read about them in myths. You live them in your dreams, in your relationships, in your choices. These inner characters guide you, challenge you, and sometimes fight for control. To know you, the inner marriage, anima and animus. Go deeper still, and you'll discover a surprising truth. Every man carries within him a feminine soul, his anima. Every woman carries within her a masculine spirit, her animus. We're not talking gender, we're talking balance, intuition and logic, feeling and focus, fluidity and structure. When you ignore one side, you become unbalanced, too rigid or too chaotic. But when these forces begin to listen to each other, you find harmony. And in that harmony, you become more fully you. You are not your ego. Here's something that might shake you a bit. You are not your ego. The ego is your surface, your I, your name, your labels, your resume. But beneath that is something far deeper, yourself. Not as in self-image, but the deeper you, the witness behind the thoughts. The one who watches the ego play its part and quietly knows this isn't all there is. Spiritual traditions have called it many names: soul, consciousness, Atman, the inner light. Jung called it the self, the totality of who you are, not just the fragment that shows up in the mirror. The way home. How to begin. So how do you reconnect with your real self? Here are 3 quiet invitations. 1. Be curious about your discomfort. What triggers you often points to your shadow. 2. Watch your dreams. They are your unconscious mind speaking in images. Not random, deeply revealing. 3. Let go of perfection. The goal isn't to be flawless, it's to be whole. This journey won't happen in one afternoon, but it begins the moment you ask the question, what if I'm more than I've been told? You were never lost. Here's the truth most of us forget. You were never broken. You were never empty. You were never lost. You were simply distracted, following voices that weren't your own, trying to earn a life instead of living one. But the self waits, patient, quiet, ready whenever you are. And when you meet it, when you finally remember who you are beneath it all, that's when life truly begins.